This video, we're going to list 10 facts about House Martell you may or may not know. This is an extra video to help wrap up Dorne history. Number 1. House Martell was founded by Morgan Martell, an Andal adventurer that came with the rest of the Andals who invaded Westeros thousands of years ago. The Martells would eventually make their way down to Dorne, where they settled between the Broken Arm and the mouth of the Green Blood. There, the Martells encountered House Wade and House Shell, who they defeated in battle, seized their villages, burned their castles, and established a domain of stony coastland 50 leagues long and 10 leagues wide. This small area would remain their domain for some time. Number 2. House Martell, pre-taking over Dorne, were never considered a powerful house, being known then and now for their caution, and they grew their strength slowly throughout the centuries. House Martell didn't even claim the title king, like many of the petty lords did throughout Dorne. In fact, they were surrounded by kings on every side, and at certain points in history would willingly bend the knee to other houses such as the many petty kings of the Green Blood, House Velaryon, House Jourdain, and even House Euronwood. Number 3. House Martell owes its rise to power and control over all of Dorne to the Rhoynish, specifically Nymeria. Nymeria and her people eventually settled in Dorne while trying to avoid capture by the Valyrian freehold. When they arrived, Dorne was filled with numerous petty kings vying for power and domains. However, Mors Martell fell in love with Nymeria, or maybe just saw the potential in marrying her, and combined the Rhoynish with the Martells. Nymeria then convinced Mors Martell that he should rule Dorne, leading to a war that ended in the Martells' control of Dorne, a region they still govern 700 years later. It's also important to note that the union between the Martells and the Rhoynish led to the Martells adopting many of their traditions, including passing titles and land to the eldest child regardless of gender, and taking the titles of princes and princesses, not kings and queens. Number 4. Though people typically call House Martell simply House Martell, the ruling house of Dorne's name is actually House Nymeros Martell. The Nymeros in the name is to indicate of the line of Nymeria, so Prince Dorne Martell is actually Prince Dorne Nymeros Martell, as are the titles of the others in House Martell. Number 5. The Martells' original symbol was just a spear, not a spear and a sun. When Nymeria and the Rhoynish joined with House Martell, they added the sun, the Rhoynish emblem, with Martells, the spear, into one sigil to show the unity of their people. Number 6. The hatred we see between the Martells and Lannisters is actually a recent development. Before Tywin Lannister ordered the Mountain to kill Elia of Dorne's children, Tywin's wife, Joanna Lannister, was good friends with the then Lady Martell. The Lannisters and Martells were even making marriage arrangements between their children, but the arrangements fell through with the death of Joanna. Tywin then offered Princess Elia to his deformed dwarf baby Tyrion, which rightfully was seen as an insult. Later, the Martells would not forget Tywin's order that resulted in the death of Elia Martell and her children, nor the slight at Tywin's daughter then marrying the usurper Robert Baratheon. Number 7. Following Robert's rebellion that ended in Elia Martell and her children's death, House Martell's next move was unknown for some time, and Oberyn Martell, Prince Doran Martell's and Elia Martell's brother, wanted to continue the war in Viserys Targaryen's name, until Jon Arryn, Robert Baratheon's hand, was able to make peace with Prince Doran Martell. Despite kneeling to the new ruler of the Iron Throne, Dorne hasn't forgotten its anger, and neither has Prince Doran. The tensions between Dorne and the usurpers is so strong that Dorne developed an almost isolationist policy since swearing allegiance to Robert Baratheon, and prefers to deal with the free cities. Number 8. The original seat of House Martell was known as the Sandship, an ugly keep that was brown-colored and looked like a doorman that had been washed ashore and turned to stone. They wouldn't build their current palace and grow Sunspear until after the Rhoynish helped them take Dorne. Number 9. Women of House Martell, and all of Dorne, can become leaders of their own house. The Martells and Dorne have quite a few female rulers, but here are 3 of note. Nymeria, who despite not having Martell blood, helped Mors Martell conquer Dorne and ruled after he died. Maria Martell, that led her people in holding out against Aegon I for years, and Daria Martell, who was the granddaughter of Princess Maria Martell. Princess Daria turned a blind eye to her people that started a rebellion against the Targaryens after Aegon I died and his son Aenys took the throne. When the Targaryens questioned her about this, she claimed that the Martells only desired peace and were doing everything they could to put down the rebellion. She lied. The Martells weren't lifting a finger, which only encouraged the rebellion more. And number 10, through House Martell's leadership, Dorne managed to stay independent from the Targaryens for almost 2 centuries, something the other 7 kingdoms could not accomplish. House Martell only agreed to join the rest of the 7 kingdoms under the Iron Throne when King Daeron II Targaryen came to the throne and through marriage united the Martells with the Targaryens. Even then, the Martells negotiated for privileges that the other lords of the 7 kingdoms did not get. The Martells joining with the Targaryens through marriage resulted in Dornish influence seeping into the Iron Throne court, something that didn't particularly please the rest of the 7 kingdoms. So those are my favorite 10 facts about House Martell. You can write yours below. I'm trying to put out the last of the Dorne videos so we can move on to a new region. Also, the poster giveaway starts again today. All you have to do is leave a comment on a video published between July 27th and August 1st. On August 2nd, I'll randomly pick a comment and you can decide what poster you want. This is open to international subscribers.